From Forex Traders Daily, this is your daily analysis with Ross Mullins, live from Richmond, Virginia.
Hello everyone, this is today's video analysis for July 3rd, 2017. I hope you had a great weekend and are ready to get started trading this week. In today's video, I'm going to do a general overview of each of the U.S. currency pairs in anticipation of this week's trading, and I'm going to highlight some of the key levels that we will be looking for entry and exit opportunities. Today, we have a bank holiday in Canada, and tomorrow there is one here in the U.S. And with that, we might experience some low volumes of trading to start the week. And as always, be sure to use appropriate risk management strategies in all trade setups. Let's get started here on the USDCHF. To begin the week, we've seen a little bit of a pullback already since market open this week. We challenged all the way down here at the bottom of the chart, 95.50 into the green zone late last week, and now we have already pulled back up into the low 9600s, the pink shaded area, second from the bottom of the chart. Some interesting things about this area between the pink and the green zone. Of course, just a short while ago, we saw support into 96.50 and 96.30, so support there, offering us a clue to some resistance here for the day today. We also last week studied this area back on the left hand side where you see the three black circles, finding support at the green zone, some resistance and congestion at the pink zone. But the most important part about this was that this became a reversal point back here on the left hand side of the chart. Now that's something that we want to keep an eye out for over here on the right. The last time we were here, 3 times, we found a reversal point from the green zone, got back above the pink zone, and went to new highs. Now, I'm not saying that's what's going to happen this time. I'm just saying that's what we want to be watchful for. Just because it's been in a downtrend doesn't mean it's going to continue to be in the downtrend, as we can see over here on the left-hand side. So if you're a buyer, you're looking for evidence of that. You're looking for evidence of reversal, higher lows, higher highs, breaks of resistance. I don't think we have anything like that yet, but that's something that we might consider watching over the next few days. Trading the direction of our recent trend, though, is an interesting decision for the day today because we're at resistance. Let's go ahead and zoom it in 2 times. You can see these past resistance here offering us a clue to past support here, offering us a clue to current resistance. So the pink zone is going to be very interesting for the beginning of this week. If it finds resistance, we may see another challenge back down towards the green shaded area. If it breaks the pink zone, we may look for some pullback higher once again, maybe even back into the 98s or 99s. So definitely want to keep an eye on this area. Let's take one trend line. Of course, we could take the trend line like this and put it out here, and that gives us a little bit of a higher advantage. We're looking for maybe it back to the blue or maybe even the yellow shaded area before we find resistance. If you look at that longer term trend line, take another trend line. Let's take one from these last 2 highs, and if you look at it in that fashion, even back to the yellow zone would become an opportunity for resistance. So still some ways to go if you're looking at the trend lines, but we are at a significant support now acting as resistance at the pink shaded area. So I think it's a difficult place to buy. Maybe an opportunity to start looking for resistance and reversal to go back down in the direction of the longer term trend for the dollar franc today. Moving over to the euro dollar, similar situation. We're at the very, very peak high of a fairly long-term trend. As the market has been moving higher, we've been looking for indications of that trend. Let me see if we can get this trend line a little bit better here. We've been looking for indications of reversal of this trend. I don't think we see anything exactly yet that's telling us it's reversing, but it has found resistance at the same place it did late last week into the 114, 114.35, and we've pulled back down towards 113.60 for the intraday today. But clearly, we're still well within the uptrend. There's nothing really here telling us that the trend has changed. So well within the uptrend. If you're going to buy it, I think even a pullback even further would be even more ideal if we came back down towards maybe the trend line, and the orange shaded area may be more ideal than buying right now in the direction of the trend. Remember, if you're going to buy, you want to buy at a lower price. So coming back down might be a better opportunity for us if you're going to buy the euro dollar. Zoom it in a little bit here. You don't really see any real indication of it coming all the way back down to the orange zone yet. It will need to break through 1360.30, the blue zone, before it makes it down there. So buying down here into these historical resistance as support into the mid to upper 112s may be a better opportunity than buying at the very peak high of the trend. Selling, though, if you're looking for a reversal, the green zone becomes your spot to look for those clues to reversal, candlestick structures and charting patterns that imply reversal. The green zone is very interesting for that and may become a longer term reversal if the market starts to pressure underneath the black trend line at some point over the next several days. Moving over to the GBP USD. As we get over here, similar situation as the euro. We're at the very peak high of the trend. You can see that it's been kind of back and forth over the past couple of months, though. You see the fall back here, the rally back here. So right now we're at the very peak high. That's just the easiest thing to say. Up here towards the 129.3020 level, 129.90, 1.3020 level, the purple zone at the top of the chart. You can see that became the last point we were here. At the blue circle, it became the reversal point for a pretty decent pullback. So if that happens again, another turn back down into the 127s may happen, or lower if it breaks that last low. But the key point to this is buying up here at the very top of the trend may be a difficult opportunity for the first part of this week. We may have to look for some pullback even further. There is one area here that we want to make note of, and that's right here at the green shade area, 129.50.30. We see resistance. So that resistance back here offering a good clue to support for the day today. We might be starting to see some nice evidences of some intraday or short-term reversal. The blue candle here, the small body long wick on the bottom here, and the bearish candle. So a breakdown of this green zone, I think, clearly becomes an intraday short underneath 129.30 back down into the mid to low 128s, the yellow shaded area here as your first target on the way back down if it breaks the green zone. If it can't get through the green zone, another challenge of the purple zone, and of course above the purple zone, we look for the continuation higher for the pound dollar. Moving over to the USD CAD, here we are at the very, very bottom of the trend. Take a look at what happened the last time we were here. All the way back in January and February, we found a reversal point. That's back here where the red circle is, to go back up. So that's where we've been studying. 29.60, 29.85 or so is the blue zone. We're at support. Selling right now, a difficult opportunity because it hasn't broken that support in that blue zone. If it breaks it, great. Then we'll go short underneath 129.60. Continue to target lower levels. The first level we come into is 28.70. Down to 28.40 is the orange zone at the very bottom. So it's going to need to break that blue zone before we can expect it to go lower. Otherwise, support, reversal. If oil starts to fall off strongly again, we might look for this to take another bump back higher again for the dollar CAD. But remember, it is a Canadian bank holiday today as well. Moving over to the yen, one thing I want to mention is we have a trade going down here from 112 that we have floating from last week. All three of the trades you see down here at the very bottom of the chart are still floating from last week. But this one working out quite nicely. The buy from the 112 level moving into the upper 112s towards the 113 level now. So very nice move for us over the weekend, held it over the weekend. So hopefully you were able to take advantage of that. Let's zoom it in a couple of times. And you can see the green zone above the 100 period moving average where we look for the opportunity to go long. It waffled around for a couple of days between the blue and the green zone, and then finally I've seen the push through the 112.85.90 level, the purple shaded area. We need it to stay above that today. Stay above the purple zone. We'll look for the continuation into 113.20, 113.35, which is the orange zone, and of course above that we'd look for it to go higher. Otherwise, if the market suddenly turns around, takes us out of the trade at our locked-in stop loss, breaks underneath the green zone, probably is going to be the key player here. This green zone where that support area is. If it breaks under the black trend line and the green zone, we'll start to look for reversal. But for the time being, above the green zone like we saw last week, we're targeting resistance highs. Purple zone, now looking at the orange zone as our next target, 13.20, 113.35. Moving over to the AUD USD, similar situation. We have a trade floating from last week. We're sitting break even on that trade right now. It was a short at the blue shaded area. We were looking at a harmonic pattern last week. If that harmonic pattern plays out, we could be looking for much deeper. The harmonic pattern has the target back down here towards 75. and the orange shaded area in the middle of the chart. So we're going to hold through it. We're at break even. We can't lose on the trade. Let's see if we can get it to start that harmonic pattern reversal back down towards the 75 level. That's where the B point of the pattern is. It's going to need to break down through some major areas of support. Right now, your first major area of support is this orange zone at the top, 76.35, 76.20. That's also where the blue trend line is. That's your first hurdle right there. Getting through there, I think it wouldn't be too difficult for it to make it back down to the yellow zone, 100 period moving average, 75.50, and then underneath there we'll reach our ultimate target for the harmonic pattern back down here towards the orange zone at the bottom. One other thing that we looked at last week is a longer term range up here at the top into the blue and the green zone at the top. Longer term range as we viewed it on the weekly time frame. We'll look at that again later today in the trade room. And lastly, moving over to the NZD. USD, similar situation as the Australian dollar. We have a trade going from last week, 73.30, capping out resistance highs into the 73.30, 73.45 level. We had seen it before. Look back here where the black circle is. Became the reversal point for the New Zealand dollar. Back here where the black circle is into the pink shaded area, and it made a significant downtrend. I'm not saying that's going to happen again. What I'm saying is this is a place to look for resistance and reversal because that's what happened the last time we were here. So we've already seen it fall off the pink zone. We were looking at the orange zone last week. It made it, rally into the pink zone, and so now we're looking for it to get back underneath 72.85, 7300. That happens to be the orange shaded area up here at the top of the chart. If we can get back underneath that orange zone and stay underneath 72.85, I think we're finally looking for it to pressure back to the green zone or a breakdown of this trend and a reversal. We could even be looking for it back down to the 100 period moving average at minimum, which happens to sit down at 70.65. So we'll see. We're at break even. Can't lose on the trade. We'll see if we can break down through the support and continue that reversal for the New Zealand dollar this week.
From Forex Traders Daily, this has been your daily analysis with Ross Mullins. If you would like to get Ross's analysis on all the currency pairs he's watching and all the trades he takes today, join him in his live trade room by clicking on the link below. Please leave any comments you have about today's video in the comments section below.